What's up, people? We are back with more of Katawa Shoujo after that amazing armless hug that we got from Rin. We actually feel somewhat closer to her, surprisingly, even though she's probably the only person in the world that is able to hug someone without physically touching them. We actually knew that she was hugging us. She just has to stand sort of close to us, and we have to reimagine arms attached to her that would wrap themselves around us, and that's how she hugs us. So yeah, that was a very interesting experience, but it brought us closer somehow, so that's a good thing. Anyway, let's continue. 2 days later, I'm feeling less miserable. I even go for a long, brisk, healthy walk like the nurse recommended, something which I had avoided and dodged with all sorts of excuses earlier. I feel more active in class as well, delighting our science/homeroom teacher, Mr. Muto, with correct and promptly delivered answers. The break right now between the two morning classes is too short for any sort of meaningful activity, but too long to just spend it sitting in the classroom and doing nothing. Going out into the hallway isn't much better, but flexing my stiffened muscles is a better use of my time than letting them get even stiffer by staying seated. The door of the neighboring classroom door opens, and the students of 3-4 emerge to further fill up the already semi-crowded hallway. It seems their teacher kept them in for a few extra minutes. Emmy is among them. She notices me noticing her, which almost makes me look away on reflex. You're like, uh-oh, I didn't want her to notice me, or I didn't want her to notice me noticing her. I don't, however. Emmy smiles at me as she happily skips towards me past the other students. Emmy looks pretty energetic, showing no sign of illness whatsoever. She seems to have recovered from the cold, that's fairly quickly. Hey, good morning. Nice to see you back on your feet. Feeling better now? She looks fine to me, but I still feel compelled to ask. Thanks, and yeah, I do. It was just a cold, nothing serious. Emmy laughs confidently, as if to emphasize her condition. I wonder for a moment what would count as serious in Emmy's book. She seems to be eager to put the topic aside though. Where are you going? Off to Rin's room to see if she's awake yet. Oh? She skipped the morning class? A sheepish smile emerges on Emmy's face. She gets slightly flustered. Not exactly. It seems that she caught the cold that I had. Sorry to hear that. Well, she was out in the rain on Sunday with us after all. I saw her on Monday and she was feeling a bit under the weather back then too. Alright, she was sneezing. She had like the loudest sneeze in her entire life. Yeah, anyway, I'll ask the nurse for some cold medication to give her if she doesn't get better soon. She leaves for the girls' dorm. I want to go with her to wish Rin well. I want to tell her that I'm better now too, but it doesn't feel appropriate. An unspecified feeling diverts my thoughts away. Somehow I can't summon the resolve to go in there. Is that what Iwanaka went through when she tried to tell me what she felt? Pew, pew, pew. Even though I'm feeling more energetic, I'm still hesitant about going over there to talk to Rin. It's not until 2 days later, on Friday, that I finally gather enough courage to enter the girls' dorm. I ask the first person I meet in sight for direction to Rin's room. Wow, she's been sick for the past 2 days, or 3 days rather, if we can count the day that we were at school as well. Because he said it was 2 days later than that, so that's 3, I guess. I knock on Rin's unmarked door and wait. After a few seconds of silence, I hear something rustling inside the room. I start wondering if maybe I should have brought something for her, like a warm can of coffee or some oranges. I could have peeled them for her. Well, too late now. How does she actually open the door? The door opens soundlessly. It was already unlocked, and I find myself staring at Rin, who stares back at me. I guess she should open them with her feet. Like, she does everything with her feet anyway, so it's not out of the question that she could be able to open the door with her feet. She looks like she just got out of bed, with her hair all messed up. And barely any clothes on, Rin. Are you okay? This is not how a sick person dresses. Hello. There's a strange, stupid-looking smile on Rin's face. I'm not exactly sure why. Why did he insult Rin? I mean, to say a strange smile because Rin probably doesn't smile that often, therefore it's a strange occurrence. But to say stupid-looking smile? What? Rin smiles so rarely that it seems to be out of place every time. Especially so now, given her partially undressed state. Said state makes me feel extremely conflicted about whether or not this was a good idea. Oh, I'd say it was a brilliant idea. Her cheeks are flushed rose red, contrasting with the milky pale complexion of a person who doesn't get enough sunlight. Her forehead looks sweaty, as though she might have a fever. Hi. Now what? I didn't plan for anything further than this, and Rin is staring at me with those expectant eyes of hers again. Something about this situation gives me very strange vibes. Her eyes are even more vacant than usual. She seems to have a hard time focusing them on anything. The lack of clothing is disturbing, but since she herself doesn't seem to be bothered, why should I be? I keep telling myself that. I thought I'd pay you a visit, since you haven't been at the art club, and I wanted to talk with you, and wish you well. Rin doesn't show any sign of recognition, or recognizing what I just said, making me wonder if she actually understood my words, or if she even heard them. Maybe it's the fever making her groggy. She might have actually been asleep before I came over. Okay. She turns on her heel and withdraws from the door, walking back inside the small room. From the doorway, I can see her walk to her bed and half fall down, half sit down on the messy pile of bed sheets. The open doorway seems to be more of an obstacle in my mind than the closed door was, but since Rin doesn't say anything else, I step through it and into her room. She even has a beautiful big desk. Is that a television? Like all the way on the right, that tiny screen with like the antenna? That seems like those tiny TVs that people working the night shift have. Rin is on her bed, leaning against the wall, leaving the only chair in the room for me. She keeps quiet even after I sit down. So maybe she meant to invite me in, but just forgot to say it aloud? An implied invitation, as it were. Very exciting. Nobody has visited me before. The breaking of the silence draws my attention from the room to its inhabitant, who currently seems to be in the middle of a very profound thought process. Actually, that was not true about visiting, but Emmy doesn't count even if she visits. She always pampers me too much. I think she's having too much fun. I think I've forgotten how to put on my bra by myself. She looks groggily down at her chest. Oh god. Which is probably why I don't have one on, now that I think about it. I haven't failed to notice that Rin doesn't have her shirt buttoned up either, but I try to keep my eyes strictly locked on hers. Oh yeah, this is like the ultimate test to try and keep eye contact with the girl, because you know, this is okay, in this case she can't. I almost want to say if you don't, you get slapped, but yeah, Rin really can't do that. Oh my god. But yeah, you know what I mean, right? It's rather evident that she's not a very body conscious person. My own body, however, is quite conscious of hers right now. Oh yeah, it's evolving. She came to wake me up at 7:30 today. Can you imagine that? She pauses for a while and glances up at the dumbfounded face. On second thought, you probably can. It's not like that reverse rainbow fish I tried to imagine earlier. That was hard. Okay, I can I can imagine a rainbow fish, but what is a reverse rainbow fish? Is it just the same colors of the rainbow but then in reverse? I don't know. What is a reverse rainbow fish? What the hell? Well, yes, that seems like a pretty normal time to wake up if you want to go to class in the morning. I'm trying to sound as reasonable as possible to counteract Rin's unreasonable annoyance. Told her to sod off. She gave me these meds and told me to take them. I follow her eyes to the night table and then to the pill bottle sitting on top of it. Those look similar to ours, but they're probably not the same. The bottle is probably just the same, that's it. I pick it up and turn it around to look at the label so I can see what kind of medication Emmy brought. Active ingredient? Codeine? You took all of these? No, yes. I've been eating some since there's so many of them. Seem to make this thing not so bad. Oh my god, did she like eat way too freaking much medicine? Actually, I think I'm feeling just fine. Her head lolls around and round, making it look like she's either trying to stretch her neck muscles or possibly pass out. She took several of these pills? Can that be safe? At least it's bound to have some side effects, which I'm afraid I am witnessing right now. Oh my god, that's why. Oh god, Rin. How did she just like slurp them up? And then accidentally there were like 5 went into her mouth and it was like, I'll just go with this. I am feeling just fine. I am fine. Just someone take this buzzing away from my head. I can't think straight. The annoyed expression returns to Rin's face. It's like many of those insect things, or one really big insect thing, with lots of wings, very much color and everything. What's the word for those? Oh, never mind. I remembered. It's butterflies. She smiles slightly at her last observation. The small pause in her monologue is not long enough for me to dare saying something that could potentially, but not likely, salvage this discussion. I love butterflies. They're the best animal. Did you see any on your way over here? Hisao. She utters my name as an afterthought, possibly to make clear that she is now addressing me instead of just speaking her mind to whoever might be listening. This odd situation has left me speechless more or less since the moment Rin first opened her mouth. Now that she herself doesn't seem to have anything else to add, silence fills the small room. It makes me glance around again in an attempt to find something to talk about. Rin's room is about as small as mine. The big window, which takes up most of the wall furthest from the door, opens to the east just like mine. It looks very normal, which strikes me as strange. I expected something more different. About a dozen paintings, most of them in Rin's signature abstract style, and a few art posters are taking up almost all of the available wall space, but that's about the only real difference between her room and mine. The room is not exactly aesthetic, but it doesn't look like what I'd expected from a girl's room either. A faint smell of art, of paint and paper is floating in the air. It's the same smell the art room has. Rin isn't too concerned about being tidy, it seems. Everything she owns seems to be arranged as in various piles around her room. Your room looks nice. It's an empty sentence one uses to fill empty spaces in conversations, but my wits are failing me pretty hard right now. Yeah, would you like me to show you the places? She looks down at her half-open shirt quizzically, making me inadvertently follow her gaze to her chest. Oh, I guess I already did. I can't deny that, no matter how hard I try to act properly. It is very nice that you came to see me. It makes me feel very... what's that word? You know, the one about things and stuff. Anyway, you came. Rin's ramblings makes me remember that I actually came here for a reason. Hey, about what we talked on Monday on the rooftop, remember? Rin doesn't seem to be exactly attentive right now. Not that she ever is. I plow ahead and get it off my chest anyway. I just wanted to tell you that I'm going to be better from now on, I guess. I hate being pathetic, so I decided that I'm not going to be anymore. I guess that's all. Okay, isn't that good? The blurry words flow out of her lips slowly and uncontrollably. I'm happy for you, I think. That's what I think. You shouldn't look so sad all the time. I mean, looking sad is fine if you are not sad, but you look sad like you actually sad. That's no good. So it's fine to look sad as long as you aren't feeling sad. It's just when you both look sad and are sad, that's when it's a no-go. Are you going on some training camp where they make men out of boys? Or mountaintop meditation? No, I don't think so. Oh, I guess that's fine too. The sentences come out of her mouth, and probably her brain, one at a time with a small pause between each, making her gibberish hard to understand. I just think it seemed like a good idea. Maybe it's not. Rin finishes one more line, getting to say the last word over herself. An impressive display of what I can only describe as mental shadowboxing. While I'm embarrassing myself, might as well tell you that I'm sorry that I said some stupid things to you last week. It's your own business to decide what you're going to do. Bam! Good for you, Hisao. He actually realized that it is indeed her own business and her own choice what she wants to do. She seems to not register my words first, but then understanding lights in her eyes, and she waves her head around in a way that could be interpreted as anything. It's okay. I probably said stupid things too. It's just sometimes a bit hard to keep my thoughts the way I like them. They are not very straight, at least most of the time. But not that I want to have them straight. I just wish they were at least in some shape. Round is fine too, but I need more definition. My thoughts are very messy. Messy. She repeats the word melancholically, then flops down lying on her bed and nuzzles her head against the pillow, shutting her eyes. Enough. Tired. You should go. I'm going to sleep again. She opens one of her eyes to look at me. Was it you who likes to look at sleeping girls? Or someone else? Maybe there were many of those. I can't remember. No, definitely not me. You can stay if you want. She was like, oh, do you like to look at sleeping girls? In that case, you can stay if you want. You can fulfill your fetish with me, that's fine. No, I'll leave. I have to do homework anyway. I stand up from the chair and take a step towards the door. Wait. Her request stops me in my tracks. Not that I intended to scoot off right away. Oh my god, look at that smile on her face. That's about... Okay, you know what? This is actually a really strange look and smile on Rin's face. It does not suit her at all. Oh my god. She looks like something from Sesame Street or Barba Papa or something, whatever that show was called. Oh my god, the smile, what the heck? I look over my shoulder at the girl lying on her bed, again with the strangest kind of smile on her features. She should smile more often. I can walk you to the door. It's the least a gentleman can do. What? Rin giggles like a little kid, making me beyond absolutely certain that she took far too much of her cold medication today. I've always wanted to say that. Slowly and with difficulty, Rin first rises to his sitting position again. Then she stands up with even more difficulty, and more slowly still. As if guided by some masculine automation, my eyes instantly lower to the curve of her thighs and the striped panties, at which point, my manners force me to lift my gaze back up to Rin's eye level. It's almost getting too hard to do that. Rin is standing, although barely. It looks like she has trouble keeping her usual decent balance again, probably a side effect of the medicine. That smile, that actually looks a little bit creepy. Oh my god. She takes an unsteady step towards me, then another smaller one, as she notices that it's not a good idea to try to take big steps. I feel my muscles tense as I prepare to catch Rin if she falls down. What? 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 What the frick? No, what? Okay, I did not expect this to happen. She manages to take 2 more steps before she falls against me. To my surprise, neither her downwards momentum nor our slight height difference are able to stop Rin from pressing her heart-shaped lips squarely against mine. As our lips part after a confusing moment of nothing but the taste of Rin, I look down at her, trying to find some explanation for this bewildering event. The euphoric smile of a madman broadens on Rin's lips again, and I wonder if I will remember this tomorrow. I'm absolutely stumped on how to respond. Rin takes a step backwards, separating her body from mine, and making me only now realize that we were even connected in the first place. The second step is actually a fall backwards, luckily straight onto her bed. The soft thud Rin's thin body makes against the mattress breaks the silence. I quickly move over to see if she hurt herself, only to be met with the peaceful face of dreaming. Rin sleeps. She is lying diagonally across the bed, somehow managing to have simultaneously fallen asleep while standing up, and fallen down in a way that she didn't injure herself. Fool's luck. I tuck Rin in, covering her with the sheets as well as I can. She feels very light, even though I am not that strong. I stand up to look at her. The oval-shaped face, the dark eyelashes shut against the feverish cheeks, the slender body covered with the pale sheets. Rin sleeps. A conflict, no, conflicts, plural, churn inside of me. I think about calling a nurse to keep an eye on her, but decide against it. After taking one more glance at her peaceful face, I decide that she'll be fine. I do pocket the remaining pills though. I exit the room and close the door soundlessly behind me. I exhale deeply, only now realizing that I had held my breath for the better part of a minute. Taking a moment to relax, I tried to calm down my heart, racing like a jackrabbit. Wow. So Rin actually, the only reason it's safe to say that the only reason she actually did what she did was because she was high on like cold medicine, I guess. Like that has to be the only reason why she did that, right? Come on. There's no way Rin would have done that on her own. I'm almost certain. Not to say that she did it for the wrong reasons or something. I just feel that she wouldn't have the courage to do that, or would just be scared to do that if she didn't take all that cold medication. Like that's the only thing that sort of made her do that, you know? It wasn't, those thoughts might have lingered in her mind somewhere, or just, you know, thoughts of like, perhaps I do like Hisao or something, but yeah, thank you cold medicine, I guess, for that strange yet confusing and beautiful moment. So we actually managed to kiss Rin. How did it go in the Emmy route? I think Emmy said something along the lines of, you should kiss me right now, or if you're thinking of kissing me, you should do it fairly soon. And then Hisao was the one that initiated it. But indirectly, Emmy sort of did it by, you know, not only hinting it, but like really just blankly saying it in his face, like, yeah, if you want to kiss me, do it now. So I guess the first one sort of is half credited to Hisao taking the initiative. In this case, however, he hasn't taken any, and the initiative came from Rin, which is fairly surprising to me. Because out of the two, yeah, I'd say that Rin is probably, even though both of those people, Rin and Hisao, are probably like not that confident about themselves or having some sort of an identity crisis and whatnot, but out of the two, I still would have expected Hisao to be the one taking initiative, but I guess Rin is the gentleman after all, right? So yeah. Oh my god, I had not expected that to happen in this video. I'd expected it to at least happen fairly soon, because I'm expecting, I mean, come on, it's gonna happen with all the routes, right? That's sort of the point there, that he eventually sort of falls in love with them, or at least likes them to a pretty decent degree, and they get involved in some sort of way. But yeah, did not expect it to go this way. Anyway, I would have actually expected it to perhaps be weirder, because it's, you know, Rin and Hisao and the way they are right now, but this is good enough and weird enough for sure. So yeah, I'm gonna end the video here. Thank you guys so very much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.